Hey guys, welcome to another video, and this is something new that I'm starting out. So I do not know if this will basically gel with you guys, if you will like it or not, but I just wanted to put it out there. This is something new. I'm not sure if it'll work, but if it does, let me know in the comments down below, because I can create a whole series on this. There are so many universities and you will have to tell me which universities statistics you want to see. Based on that, I will create a video and I'll tell you exactly what this is, okay? And you know what, the whole idea about this is that when I was doing my application process back then, I was so confused about, is my profile good enough to get into University X, University Y? Is it going to get in? I wasn't sure. And that happens. That's perfectly fine, because hey, you're doing this for the first time in your life, and I've personally gone through the process already. At the same time, I do this process for so many people every single day. This is what I do. I help them with their process, right? So naturally I get so much knowledge out of it. I get to learn so much. I get to experiment so much. I get to see what works and what doesn't work. And that's something that I cannot expect of you guys. That's why I'm making this video, just to tell you that hey, I'm here with you, and this is verified information because I have personally used it. I personally know that this is 100% correct. I'll also tell you if something doesn't seem right to me. I'll tell you everything. I'll be very transparent with you. That's one thing for sure. You will know exactly everything, okay? But in this video, we're going to be discussing the statistics that, average profiles that get into the University of Southern California. For those of you who do not know, I personally got accepted into USC for fall 2019. My major was supposed to be computer science. I actually did go to the university. I stayed over there for one and a half months, I believe, a little over 1.5 months, and then I came back because I had to drop out. If you do not know why I dropped out though, it's an interesting story. You should definitely consider checking it out. It's on my YouTube again. I will put it somewhere around here. But don't worry, it's not something negative about the university. The university is fine and everything. It was just my decision. Okay. Now let's actually dive right into it. I want to show you the exact statistics that you need, that your profile should have, and I believe with this you will know exactly whether to apply to USC or not, right? So let's begin. Okay, so the first thing that I'll do over here is I'll just go over here to YMGrad.com. You can see this website. Again, the best thing over here would be to sign up and then do this process, because then you get access to a whole lot more statistics. In fact, we are going to be adding about 1,500 scholarships over here, and like all the programs that every university offers. So this is something that isn't over here already, but it will be added within this month itself. So yeah, you will get access to all of that for free. Okay, so quickly what I'm going to do, I'm going to write University of Southern California, okay? And I'm gonna write that over here, and I select the option and I can go on to that page, okay? Great, so I'm at USC's page. Now we're going to take a look at some of these statistics. Okay, of course, there is a whole write-up over here. Please feel free to read that. Again, I'm not going to be covering that in this video because it's a little bit out of context. Okay, so you can see it's in Los Angeles. It's in the heart of Los Angeles, Southern California. It's a great place to be in. Again, I was over there. I enjoyed a lot. You can basically just go to Hollywood anytime you want. It's really close. And yeah, you will. It's an experience of a lifetime if you get to be in Los Angeles, I would say. Okay, the rank is again pretty good over here. This is the world ranking, by the way. It's not so if you take a look at this university's rank for computer science or something like that, I'm sure the rank is within the top 20. Okay, so yeah, it's a private university. The total number of students is very high. The university is pretty huge, I would say, as compared to other universities that I see every single day. But at the same time, it also has a pretty huge population in terms of how many students attend the university. Okay, so that's something fun that you might want to know about. There are 35,000 students at the university that enroll every single year. Out of there, I think around 9,000 students are international students. It's a crazy big amount, I know, right? One thing you might want to know is this is a private university. Some universities are public, which means that such that University of California, Davis, University of California, Berkeley, these are public. So what they have is a separate tuition for all the people who are from California, in-state tuition, they might call it, right? And out-of-state tuition is different. That is for internationals. But in this case, University of Southern California does not do any such discrimination. Their tuition is just very high for both international students and both students who are based out of California itself. So yeah, you will see that there's only going to be one tuition. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over here quickly. First off, these are the engineering statistics. It has a total enrollment of around 6,000 students with a 70% ratio, 70% male students in the university, and that is true. I personally went there. I can tell you, yeah, it is true. Also, you can see over here the big statistic, which is 83% of the people are internationals. Isn't that crazy? You might think that this data is incorrect, but trust me, it is not. When I went there, I saw most of the students are internationals, you will see, because first off, it doesn't offer any in-state tuition, so most Americans may not prefer it. All right, and secondly, they do have a pretty high tuition, that is for sure. Okay, and the most students that you will find over here are either Chinese or Indian. Apart from that, there is a great diversity. There is a huge mix of students from almost every nationality you can think of, but at the same time, you should keep this in mind that you will meet a lot of international students over here. This is again for the graduate students. The undergraduate student statistics are completely different. Okay, so yeah, the application fee is around $90. That's something again you guys might care about. Application deadlines. One thing you might want to note is their deadline is pretty early. This is for the fall terms. Okay, so keep that in mind. Acceptance rate for the masters is around 24.3%. Acceptance rate for PhD is even lower. That's around 14.2%. The average GPA, this is out of 4 by the way. 3.6 out of 4. Let me tell you, if you are following a GPA system out of 10, you need a really high GPA to get in here. I would say if you have a GPA below 8.5, do not consider applying to USC because they usually do not accept these applicants unless you have an exceptional profile otherwise. Okay, great. Other things, average language scores, you can see average TOEFL score is around 105. I personally had a 119, which was just shy of the the maximum score, which is 120, and I believe that may have played a part in it. The TOEFL score is not something that you should take a look at so much that it will be the deciding factor. It's almost never the deciding factor. Okay, the GRE score, however, is important. Again, these are just used as thresholds, so you have to have like something above this mark or something around this mark. These are averages, right? So these are averages. Does not mean that you need to have these scores. You can have a higher score, you can have a little lower score, but I would say try to keep it somewhere around this line. So 152 in verbal and 165 in quant with a 3.5 in the AWA. Okay, expenses, you can see these are very correct. I can tell you because I paid this amount, almost did. So this is $2,000, a little over $2,000 per credit. I'm pretty sure they're going to increase it towards $2,100 by next year. And the living expenses, very accurate over here, $18,000, $19,000, you can say, very accurate living expenses. So yeah, I can very well vouch for that. This is, I think, more than what you would incur. You can actually lower that very easily. Okay, again, all of this is per annum. This is per credit, by the way. So depending on the number of credits you take, usually you would take around 32 credits to pass a course, pass a program, like get your degree. So you can calculate, just multiply this by 32 or 33, and you will get your total expenses for the tuition. Finally, you can see that there are about 265 fellowships, 698 teaching assistantships available at this university, and 1,162. This is very low as compared to the total number of people that enroll in the university. So yeah, if you are hoping to get one of these, it's actually extremely difficult, and that's something that I have personally witnessed as well. Being at the university, you cannot just easily get this. Okay, especially not in your first semester. That is rare. Okay, you have the details of the financial aid officer if you want to contact them. By the way, if you do not know, you can actually make calls for free online. That's something that most people do not know. They think email is the only way to go, but calling can be done online as well. So try to check that out. You can do that for free. You can get in touch with these people. Okay, one more thing that we'll check out is the business statistics. Business statistics, quickly gonna go over it. Okay, and the whooping number over here of about 85%, I believe. In the case of engineering, you can see 83%. This dropped to about 30% in the business school. Isn't that crazy? Because their business school tuition is actually very high. I can show you over here. No, that's not the tuition. These are the tuition expenses. $62,000. This is per annum, so you're paying double this for the program, I believe. And apart from that, you can see the employment figures. 79% of the people are employed as soon as they graduate. 95.8%, that's a very strong number, are employed within 3 months of graduation. That's crazy. And their average salary is also listed. It's over $120,000 per annum. That's pretty good, I would say, right? And the other scores, GMAT scores, average GMAT scores 705, all of that is listed over here. Okay, work experience, average work experience to get into the university for business school applicants is about 70 months. keep that in mind. It's important, it cannot be overlooked. Finally, you can see the deadlines and the application fee and everything. I believe that's something that you can easily find anywhere. Great. So we can check out the law and medicine ones, but I'm not going to be doing that because I believe most of the audience isn't really looking into that. For the undergrad, you can just quickly take a look over here. 20,000 students, very little international students. Like I said, the international students completely changed for the undergrad, and the male to female ratio looks a lot more attractive in this case. Then the deadline is pretty much the same. Acceptance rate is very low for USC in this case. Average GPA, again, I told you USC is a GPA centric school. You need to have a high GPA for it. Okay, SAT and ACT scores are right in front of you if you need them. Again, I think that's something that you can easily get just by looking at it. But the important part that I'm going to show you is right now, I'm going to give you some admits and rejects, so that gives you a lot more context. Okay, and we're just going to search by the university name. So I'm going to say Southern California. I'm just going to select that. Alright, and I'm going to search for this because I just want to show you these admits. Okay, so over here you can see all the admits. You will see one thing in common: 8.36, 9.2 GPA out of 10, 9.12 out of 10. Okay, this is 8.05 out of 10. So it's very high. You can see this is probably the lowest one you can cite, and maybe this guy had an overall good profile and he got it, but otherwise it's 9.0 out of 10 or above usually. Okay, you can see over here this person had about 7.19 out of 10, which may have been the reason that he was rejected, because apart from that I think his profile looks good to me. So yeah, these are some of the things you might want to keep in mind. One thing over here, you can see my admit as well, and you can see that I applied on the November 15th 2018 and I got in January 16th 2019. So the decisions are extremely quick. If you can apply early, that's a huge plus point for you. Okay, and these are some of the data that's basically entered by you guys and all of you guys who are really good to be part of this community and entering this data, so that you guys can basically, your juniors can get help. And I think if you're watching this, you probably need help. I think your seniors have done a great job over here. You can check this data out. It's not always 100% correct because some people do do not really add everything that needs to be added, but 99% I trust this data. Okay, and you know what the best part is? You can actually go on and check their profiles. Like the people who got the admits, you can say, hey, I want to check this person's profile. I want to check which university they were from, and which program they did in their bachelor's, where they want to go right now, what were their GRE scores, what were their TOEFL scores, what were their IELTS scores, whatever it was. You can see their other decisions as well. Okay, that this person got so many other decisions with this profile, and it's basically, you can even check out their resume. Okay, so I'm not going to open it up over here, but you can do that when you actually do the analysis for yourself. So I just wanted to teach you that, hey, you can do this analysis all by yourself, and all of this data is, I think, something that you will really appreciate. It's important data that probably you do not get somewhere else so much easily. Okay, that was my review of University of Southern California. I'm sure it must have helped you, give you a little bit more insight into whether you should apply to that university or not. Again, like I said, this is something new that I started. I'm not sure if you guys would like it, so just comment down below if you love it. If you want some other universities that I can evaluate for you, I would be more than happy to do that. Just give you a little more insight. Comment down the names of the universities below and I would be happy to do that for you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, guys, what are you doing? You need to subscribe. Okay, you need to keep me going over here. So subscribe to the channel, hit the red button. Okay, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for being with me here tonight. It genuinely means the world to me.